amazing ladies, and welcome to this episode of the HerStory podcast. I'm your host, Kylie King, founder of Australian Ladies in Business Initiative, and I am so excited to be joined by the amazing Tanja Boldt from Jaroma Tea, who's joining us all the way from South Australia today. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Kylie, for having me at this beautiful podcast. I've been watching your previous podcast with another ladies, and it was so amazing. I was thinking, why not to join you this time myself?
I think you're my first South Australian, and I'm so happy that you're here because I'm actually born in South Australia. So I'm so glad that we got some representation now.
That's great. There's more ladies in your group from South Australia that I have invited as well, and I love your community.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. That's incredible.
Everyone says it's such an active group. You always get answers to questions. So that's the feedback I always get.
Oh, it's awesome. So tell the listeners now, who are you and what are you all about?
Yeah, my name is Tanja, and I own small tea business here in Adelaide. Name's Jaroma Tea. But I moved to Australia in 2017 from New Zealand. I've been in New Zealand for 5 years. To New Zealand, I moved from Germany. In Germany, I was raised in Germany for 20 years, but I was born in Kazakhstan. Basically, I'm a multicultural person, was born to a multicultural family and settled here now in South Australia. I have a little daughter, she's 2 years old, a husband, a dog, and 2 cats. I've been working in the retail industry for 25 years. So that's basically what I did all my life, selling jewelry or fashion. And apart from that, I used to do art, paintings, and cooking. Yeah, and when I got pregnant with my daughter, when she was born, I wanted to change my career. And I was thinking, what can I do? Basically, something different. I don't want to do retail anymore. This is what I thought. And then I did qualification to relaxation massage therapist while she was a baby. But I couldn't do massages because with a baby and doing massages is a little bit tricky. When, if she needs me and then you have a client, you don't want to start with a bad reputation straight away when you can't do the massage and you promised someone. So I was thinking, what can I combine? What can I do as a business where I combine all my skills, basically retail, sales skills, passion for cooking, passion for art, and something like enjoyable. And I love tea. I was born in a tea country. My nana always used to make teas for me from scratch. She'd been collecting berries and herbs in the forest, and she brewed this beautiful rosehip tea. I remember it was like pink color. And I was thinking, why I'm not starting a tea business? Yeah, so I started Jaroma tea business almost now a year ago. Without having anything, I launched a tea party. I haven't had any logo. I haven't had any tea. I just had an idea. And I launched an event on Facebook, tea tasting, cherry tea tasting. And I've got like 50 responses with yes. And I had 1 month's time basically to do it, to get organized. I had no logo, no name, no nothing. So I had 4 weeks to keep the ball rolling. And I launched a cherry tea very first because I'm cherry addict. Basically, I had my tea ready, packaged in the professional packaging, with logo, with design, with everything, 2 days before my tea party. It arrived in Adelaide. Wow. Everyone was like, are you sure you don't want to cancel? Like 30 people basically purchased a ticket for the tea tasting. Are you sure? You don't have like nothing. And I basically turned up at this tea party with professional banner, with my beautiful, I had 5 blends. When I started my tea, I only had 5 blends. I turned up with my teas and I started to do tea tasting, presentation, talking about teas. And then one girl said, how can I join your team? And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, it's probably multi-level marketing what you're doing. Because I said, no, that's my tea business. Yeah, but why, how? Like, that couldn't understand. It was all professionally set up so quickly. And my friends know me, like, I haven't had anything. And
Yeah.
they all wanted to join my team to be distributor for the tea. Because you did it all yourself in 4 weeks with the baby. I said, yes. I just like been Googling, researching, and then I basically got sucked up back in the retail. You know what I mean? I wanted to get away from it, but now I'm back. And now I'm working weekends. I hated to work on weekends. And now weekends, it's the only days I can work.
Plus, you do a lot of markets, and most markets are
Yeah.
only on weekends.
Exactly. I was thinking to have actually online tea business. I sit at home, I just do a bit of Facebook and everyone buys my tea online. Like you always like imagine have it, but it worked out because tea is not a neat product. There's a lot of tea brands out there. And then I got invited to a wellness expo and I did so good on that day with sales. And I'm like, tempting. I do more markets, you know? Like people love the tea and the way I presented. I did free tea tasting. People love to try it. And then, yeah, and then we went with my friends from market to market into market. She was helping me all the way through because with Jasmine, she was also with me all the time. And yeah, now she's getting older. She's starting to be with my husband more. So I can go also and enjoy actually the day, not just being a mom with her 24/7. Yeah. So basically my tea business since a year, this is what I do at the moment, plus 25 years in total in the retail industry, which I totally enjoy. And now even more because you have your own product and you live your own dream. You don't work for someone. And you can be with tea so creative. I basically combined all my skills and passions in one because you can create a beautiful blend that looks nice, all the herbs, because there's no limits in the tea blending. You can do whatever you want. You can combine beautiful petals, flowers, flavors. It's like art for me, and I love art. And then I love cooking, but I sort of not really cook. But then when I brew the tea, like yesterday, I brewed my blue tea, I added some fresh apple, fresh orange, fresh lemon, sort of little experiments. You can do so much with teas. It's crazy. And I really enjoy it. And I think this is what I will try to do in the next 5 years. I give it a good go. Because originally it was only 1 year project. If it doesn't work out, I close it. But I love it now. I said to my husband, I really enjoy it. And I said, now what I'm going to drink if I don't have my tea? Like it's hard then to swap to other brands, but if you used to drink your own tea all the time.
No, that's true. So you started with 5 blends.
Yeah.
How many blends have you got now?
So I've got now around 15.
Whoa, in a year, that's incredible.
But not all blends, because my focus is more in the future to sell my tea also to cafes when they can have something special for their clients. And of course, they require classic teas like green tea, black tea, peppermint tea, lemongrass, and ginger. Most of the cafes clients, this is what they drink. So I took some classic teas on board as well. And I really want to do tropical tea next year. Tropical tea is something like, you know, lots of tropical fruit like pineapple, passion fruit, like a mix of a tropical fruits. That would be great. So it's a sort of my next thinking.
That would be a good summer, like a summer nice refreshing drink when it's hot.
Yeah, because I've got so many good feedback for my cherry tea as tea on ice. But basically all my tea blends you can drink as an iced tea, but the cherry tea got good feedback, and I thought I need something like yellow, like something lighter in color, in something more different. So I'm thinking to do pineapple, some sort of mix, but I just need to make sure that I get consistent supply for these ingredients from the same farmer, because it's hard to get consistent supply. Like if you get to one supplier, they give you a good deal, but then they say the next time, oh, sorry, we don't have that product. So at the moment, I sort of go and say, okay, I'd rather to pay more price, but the consistency is guaranteed. So I know that ingredient that is in my tea is always the same. It's not like, from different sort of farms. One part of my cherry came from this country and one part of the cherries from the other country.
So do you have a favorite blend?
The cherry tea.
That's your favorite out of all your babies, is the cherry tea?
I like, as a fruit tea and iced tea, definitely the cherry tea. I love the Goddess Bliss. This is particular blend we created with a herbalist. I just wanted to have something that makes you feel good from any edge of your body, like a blend of a goddess. This particular herbal blend got ingredients that been known for promoting glowing skin, beautiful hair. It's got lemon myrtle in there. It's like, if you smell it, you feel like you're in a spa salon. It's so beautiful. It's just my favorite. The Goddess Bliss, and I really like the with the chocolate nips, the new tea, the colon cleanse tea. I mean, it's supposed to help for the bowel movement, but you're not gonna shit yourself, Like,
well, that's good.
I had teas where I was shaking and sweating when I was driving home, but this is not this type of tea. It's very gentle, but it's got cacao nips in that tea. So if you sweet tooth and you crave chocolate at the evening, this is where we mostly crave chocolate. Like in the evening after dinner, you can have a cup of this tea. It will help you with gentle bowel movement the next morning, not in bed.
Well, that's good.
You don't need to put nappy on. But then you have this satisfaction for your unconscious mind. I had some chocolate because of the cacao smell, and it smells so nutty. It's just beautiful blend. I enjoy to drink it sometimes, like every 2 days, if I don't forget about it.
Well, you have a lot of different beautiful blends of tea to enjoy. So
like I did yesterday, 4 liters of the blue butterfly tea, and I put fresh apples inside this tea, and I put it in 4-liter container. And this is what I've been drinking with Jasmine during the day, because I hate water in winter. It's so cold. And it's now very cold in Adelaide. So we just zip on this tea. Everyone knows it comes and pump up some tea. Everyone now, even now, when my stepdaughter, she comes here, she's 13 now. Now she's, why you didn't make any cherry iced tea? It's the no cherry iced tea in the fridge. Never been conversation like this. Soft drinks, but now they're waiting. My husband, oh, you didn't make any of this cherry tea. I'm so thirsty, because they drink instead of juice. But
that's
now
great.
expecting this, and my husband brought last time some tea in a tea bags, like supermarket tea. They got gifted from work. Just in.
I was gonna say you trashed it. Yeah. You're like...
said, no, you can't drink it. Or like if I see someone in the market, there's one lady, she always drinks this black tea. And I said, why are you drinking this powder? I said, give it to me. I just chuck it in the bin. I just put my happy morning. She goes, oh, that tea tastes so much better. And I said, yes, because you've been drinking just colorful dust. There's not even benefits in there. I mean, tea industry is a very funny one. It's not really regulated. Everything can be tea, right? You don't know what's in there.
No,
I'm going to do actually a video soon. I'm going to compare what's in your tea bag. This is my next thing. I want to actually open the tea bags, but I'm not going to show the brands.
Yeah.
I just want people actually to see what, even if you pay $5 for 50 tea bags, it's still $5 for dust.
But also, because your tea isn't in tea bags, though, it's freshly, like it's loose leaf. So I think also when you do your video, also mention, what makes a tea bag, like what is in there to make a tea bag? Because I don't think people realize what a tea bag can contain itself.
Yeah, like a lot of tea bags are bleached as well. Plus you have the metal thing that's on the tea bag that brews in the water. You might not taste it, but it's proven that the parts of this material are going into your water. You can buy actually food biodegradable tea bags. They're like paper, like a coffee paper filter. You can put and pre-make your own tea bags. with a loose leaf and then put them back in a container, and you can always have a tea bag at home. A loose leaf. But I found it's always nice when the leaves open up. They need space. If they put them in a tea bag, they're sort of like, I don't know, squished together. Then you can open up the aroma. So if you can buy a really good teapot from Kmart for $10. They're amazing. Everyone was asking me at the markets, do you sell them? I said, no, they came up, $10. Just get them. You don't need to have fancy brewing equipment at home. It's so simple. People sometimes think, oh, loose leaf, I don't have time. It's so easy. And if you can buy a tea mug with a strainer. You just put spoon of tea, put it in the hot water while you're brushing your tea's ready.
And I think people, because they're so quick when you mention it, tea bags are still meant to be brewed. Tea is meant to be brewed. So when they go, we don't have enough time, well, your tea bag is still technically supposed to take time to brew.
But that's a good point that you say. People don't understand that it has to brew. But because tea bag contains lots of like a powdery tea, it gives quick the color and the aroma. And then you think, okay, my tea is ready in 1 minute. You just dip it. Sometimes you dip it for someone else, to save the tea bag. But then you just get the color. I think it's like similar to, I don't know, like to a good wine and a cheap wine.
Yep.
It's always depending. People want to have it quick. And they think the tea bag is quick. And I just don't know how. I've been drinking these tea bags all my life. So bad. I started really to enjoy loose leaf tea when I turn around closer to my 40s. How do you know when you get old, no? A good tea.
But no, I think that's important. I don't think that people do tend to remember it has to be brewed. Tea is supposed to be brewed. And then, as you mentioned, that gives the chance for those flavor profiles to come out. And that's why some people I know, they leave the tea bag in, whether you leave it in or not, but then they notice the tea taste later because the tea bag's been sitting in there the whole time.
Yeah, it also depends. Sometimes that's the other problem. Sometimes you can't leave the tea bag for long times. Otherwise, if you, for example, brew green tea and you leave it longer than a minute, it changes the color and becomes bitter. Then it doesn't taste good. I don't know if you have you been sometimes to Yamcha?
Yes, we have one right in the city here. Yeah.
So they serve this Chinese green tea, which is beautiful, but they put the loose leaf tea inside. And after a while, it becomes bitter because it's been sitting there for too long. So you either ask for fresh water and top it up to get the bitterness out, but then the tea is basically buggered. You have to get fresh tea. You have to drink it. You have to take it out. So every time I go to Yamcha, I see like a minute is over. I take that strainer out, put it on the side plate, drink my tea, put the strainer back in, and then I ask for hot water.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the bitterness out.
There you go. There's a hack. Listeners, there's a hack. That's what Tony does.
Don't leave it there and ask to top up with water. Otherwise, your leaves getting bitter. Just take it out. You can reuse them, but then they don't get bitter.
Yeah. So what motivates you to keep getting up and making more tea blends and going to markets and juggling all this around your beautiful daughter?
Well, to go to the market is more for me to get away from the house. Because, if you're full-time mom, the house is not an environment where you really relax. Like if my husband goes out to work, he comes home to relax, to rest. It's for him like relaxing environment. He comes home, the dinner is ready, he has maybe a glass of wine, cup of tea, he's relaxing, but I'm keep going here, like I'm still working, I'm still at my workplace, you know what I mean? So going to the market is actually for me sort of get out the house to meet new people, just enjoy the day. I love markets, and then you always get nice food and there's like some entertainment, and when I have someone helping me, then you sort of swap. You go and look at the stalls, meet other people, and then when I sell, my friend is going have a look around, but we never have time. That's the problem. We keep selling. Sometimes it's so busy. We're like, oh my God, we didn't even had a chance to look at the market. But it's always, we try not to go also country, and I love country, and the people is just nice. Just to get out the house into the sun and just enjoy the day, not being inside the home. And now my daughter stays with my husband, which is helpful than a sort of having day for myself. And after work, sometimes we come on the way back home. When we have time, we go to a cafe and have like glass of wine or some snack, just chilling out. Yeah.
Beautiful. What has been the biggest challenge so far being a business owner?
Well, the biggest challenge for me is basically to have a skill set for doing everything. Like as a small business owner, you have certain budget, yeah, when you can, for example, make your money, pay someone to do little task. Like I have a contractor who does my books. I have a contractor who does my accounting. I have a girl who is doing my logo and all the tea packaging design. And if I need like a banner, I always message her, she creates for me. So I don't have to do that part. But then you have web development, then you have social media marketing, all these other things that you have to learn in terms to save a little bit of money, because as a small business owner who doesn't have millions of sales a month, you just can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to learn it and suck up everything so quick. So you basically have to do it yourself, or you work towards a goal where you make enough money that someone else can do it for you. And at the moment, I'm sort of stuck with time. I just don't have time for everything. So time is definitely the biggest challenge, to find time for doing everything. Yeah.
So what would you say, if we flip the coin, what is your biggest achievement so far?
The biggest, definitely, well, I won golden medal with my teas last year. That is the biggest tea competition, not just in Australia, in the world, the Golden Leaf Award.
Woohoo!
So this Golden Leaf Award is Australian competition that is based in Victoria and Geelong. And the lady who runs it, she is the head tea master of Australia. And the judges are always professionals from food and beverage industry, like wine industry, coffee industry, or other beverages. And they're blind tasting. And every year there is visitor country. So basically international companies, tea companies, can compete with Australian tea businesses. And this year we had India. I think it was India. Last year it was Malaysia. So basically Indian teas could compete with the Australian teas, and 620 teas have been competing.
Wow.
And I was thinking, how can I like get some sort of award for my teas? They're so good. I strongly believe that my teas are the best. And I was Googling and I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity. So I put the Goddess Bliss and the Cherry Berry into competition. And I just thought, okay, you know, they just give you a number and you just send off the tea to the judges without them knowing what's in there, who's owning this brand, what ingredients are inside. You just get the number. So they take 3 months to judge. And then, yeah, I was like sitting on my emails and I got like email that congratulations, your Goddess Bliss tea won golden medal award in the wellness function tea unflavored. And I'm like, wow, that's great. I was so excited, but I was a bit upset because cherry berry is like really my favorite tea. That took me a long time to make. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy with the Goddess Bliss, but would be great if cherry would win. And then I get another email. The cherry berry won bronze in one bronze, I think it was herbal tea, flavored herbal tea category, bronze. And I'm like, oh, bronze. And I'm like, oh, there was another category. Maybe I get another email. And I do get another email. Cherry berry won gold in the fruit fusion category, flavored. So it's this, Yes, it's now counting to best fruit tea in the world, basically, the cherry berry tea. So that was really good achievement and sort of another confirmation that people love what I do. And some people who knows what they're doing, like tea professionals, they loved it. That's another sort of confirmation. Wow, someone from the tea industry who knows all the teas around the world love my tea. That was a little bit sort of, wow, I did well.
That's incredible. Are you entering it again this year?
Yeah, I'm trying. I probably do again with a charity.
Mm-hmm.
If I win another golden medal, that would be great. But then they will know my tea. They're like, again, you know. But I'm thinking to put them detox tea, detox colon cleanse with the
Yeah.
chocolate nibs. And I think I'm gonna do the happy morning, like the black tea. I will have a look, but definitely with the chair again. I give it another go.
Nice. What about Goddess Bliss? Because she won a gold. Will you put her back in?
No, I probably instead of Goddess Bliss, I do another one. The detox tea.
Yeah.
I could probably put Goddess Bliss, but then people start to hate me if I win all the time.
It's all right. Well, she's already won a gold. Maybe she can give the opportunity for another brand to win.
Silver, yeah. Well, I could try, but they have also one category, the best tea related publication. So I wrote a book. It's published this year, Fancy Tea.
Awesome.
It's basically a guide to non-alcoholic tea cocktails. It's all my recipes that you can make with loose leaf tea. And I was thinking I put this one into competition for the best tea publication, because if that wins a gold medal, hopefully, or like even silver, even bronze is great in this because you compete with so many people. That would be great for me. I haven't sold many, but I haven't also promoted my book yet.
We'll make sure that I have the link and we'll put it down below. So when people are watching this podcast, if they want to check it out, they can grab one.
Yeah, I definitely can, because I think it's around $7.99 for digital download. You can get hardcover or paperback, but I think it's expensive as well at the moment because the books are super expensive to print. Like you have a book as well.
Yeah.
Then it's around $40 just for the paperback.
Mm.
The hardcover is around $50. I got a couple just to have it on my market, people to have a look. But it's great. I was thinking if I have a cafe who will store my tea, they get like a book, like a physical book for free, so their customers can read about tea while they're having a cup of tea.
Awesome. Sounds exciting. It's a good one. And then people can have a look. And, everyone sees value in different things. They might grab the book because they're like, I don't know how to make a really nice, refreshing tea. So we'll go with it.
People underestimate how much profit and cafe you can have with loose leaf tea if you sell quality tea, because you have to know, like if you run a cafe and a person comes to have cup of tea to your shop, they know tea. They not just want to have black tea because they feel like black tea. People come to have a coffee to a cafe. But if they want to have a tea, you need to understand that like they want to have quality tea. And if you offer them a quality tea, they will know that this shop is offering really good tea. And if you start doing tea cocktails or iced teas with a good loose leaf tea, they will very appreciate it. And then they will spend money. I've been trying to do iced teas in summer. We've been selling very well, but I just don't have time to do it. It's just the preparation process. Oh, it's just so hard at the moment. I just like to do tea tasting. Give them this tasting experience.
So is there any advice you wish you were given during your business journey?
Me, I have no idea. Probably just to maybe plan your social media. Don't do it every day.
Well, I know that you were very big in sales and you give a lot of advice in sales. So I guess, is there any advice that, you would give then? If there's not advice you wish you received, is there any advice you would give to business owners about something?
Definitely, if you have an idea, if it's realistic idea, You have to take action. That's my biggest advice. I wish maybe someone could give me that advice before coming back, you know. I give you an example or for everyone to understand. Like an idea is like a car engine. To get the car engine running, you need to push the engine button or to turn the key. If you don't turn the key, the engine won't start. It's same with ideas. It has to be a realistic idea as well. If you don't put your ideas into action, they will be stored in your brain or in your book. And then you will end up with so many ideas. And then you will maybe see someone else already doing it. And you say, oh, I had this idea. Why I didn't do it? And you might be not succeed with the first idea. You might be not succeed with the second idea. At least you tried. And then you're not going to regret that you haven't tried. If you keep storing your ideas, you're going to end up like one of these, I don't know, you know, this country backyard. Some like an older person has this old cars in the backyard sitting. All of them looks great, but none of them is running.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like an idea cemetery in your brain. And then, no, this is true. And then like you are going to either regret or forget and never do it. And then if you have an idea, just keep the ball rolling. No matter what, if it's small or big, but it has to be realistic. If you have an idea to buy a yacht tomorrow, like it's not an idea, it's a dream. But if you do many ideas step by step, one of them might be very successful. You never know. It's like Dyson, you know, until he invented this vacuum cleaner. I think he tried over 1,000 times.
Yeah.
He always failed, and then he invented finally the perfect Dyson, and it sells now for so many thousands of dollars, and people still buying it. It's like iPhone, you know, they always now release a new Dyson every year, just everyone is showing off. I've got like a V8 5 version. Oh, I've got already Dyson V12. So, you know, like.
Yeah. And I liked the comment. I think, you know, for the tagline for this video, don't let your brain become an idea cemetery. I think that's a really good quote because it's true. And that's the biggest learning is from failing, unfortunately. Like then you know where you can adjust and go. But yeah, if you have all these amazing ideas and you don't do them, someone else out there is going to do it too.
Exactly. I remember I had an idea when I was backpacking in Australia in 2013 to have a spray, you know, spray tan. You walk in and you get the spray tan. But I was thinking, what is if you get the machine, put it on Bondi Beach, but it's going to spray sun protector. So you walk in, put $5, you get in, spread your hands out and you're full covered in sunscreen. You don't have to do it yourself. And I remember we've been talking about this in 2013. But now they have it there, you know.
Yeah.
So
if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. So
yeah, and this you just have to keep the ball rolling, take action. Like when I had the tea business idea, my first action was host a Facebook party, cherry tea tasting. That was like the main action. People responded. Second action, okay, how I'm gonna name my tea brands. Get my logo design, and then the most important, when I had everything ready, I had no tea supplier, so I had to find quickly someone. I just went with my gut instinct. The first one who could pop down on Google, I just contacted them. Very naughty, I know, but it worked
they've
out.
been good, right? And you
Yeah,
can always, and that's the thing, if you decided that they weren't the best tea supplier, you could always go somewhere else.
change, exactly. You can always change and you always improve. Like you work with people and then you always see other matching. It's just the hardest part, of course, is to find a good web developer because there's so many out there. But I always, for example, work with people who is have similar thinking like me, and you can always feel like when I connected with the girl who does my logo design, she knew exactly what I wanted. And I sort of felt that she loves what she's doing for me. And I said to her, I will work with you long term, 100%. I'm not gonna go and change a logo or designer who does it for me because she did an amazing job so far. And it's always like depending like
But no, I think what you said is right. Like once you find someone who just gets it, you want to keep them on your team and you
Exactly,
want to keep them for
exactly.
so long because they just get it. And that's the thing, if you don't, you can always alter the course or pivot or change, but you have to get started.
Yeah, and it's always important to keep long-term relationship within a business, because once you start to swap, the customers will notice it. And that's another point. If you go and change your web developer, even web developer, they will notice the design, the appearance of your brands, or like SEO or text. The people who knows your brand, they will notice it. This is why I try not to keep the same suppliers for my herbs. I try to keep everything the same on long term. And it's hard to find a good person in all this universe who works for you and does the same thing for you, that like you wish your brand, it's like a brand language, right? You have to get it the same all the time out to customers. So this is what my thought, if you like, or also advise, keep long-term relationship, because if you don't have your own employees, you get somewhere like outsource contractors. Yeah, you call them contractors.
Yeah.
Like, this is why everyone says, oh, if you go to this person, she will do it cheaper for you. And I said, it's not about cheap. It's about, we've been working for so long and I can't afford, if I go to someone cheaper, then she's going to fuck it up, you know, or
Yeah.
you're going to have spent more time to sort it out. And then the customers aren't happy. Or this app is much better that you're using at the moment, but I'm happy with that app. I don't want to change. Even if it's cheap, I don't care. It's like, I need really good reason to explain to me why should I change. Like I got one web developer, he keeps saying, go to WordPress, it's so much better than Shopify. And I said, why? I'm happy with Shopify, but you're paying so much money. And I said, yeah, but I love Shopify. All my business is like connected to Shopify now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how people like don't understand. And this, I'm a person, if I work with someone, it's going to be long term. I just don't like to swap around.
So what's your ultimate goal for your business? What's the big, hairy, scary goal?
Like realistic goal or unrealistic goal?
Whichever one you want to share. I guess, you know, you could even
Well,
share.
I definitely, my goal is to have like a physical, not store, like a space where Jaroma tea will be, where people can get that tea, but it's not going to be just a generic tea shop. It's going to be combination with a wellness experience.
Beautiful.
So of course it costs super much money to do this, but that's sort of my dream goal to achieve, to have one of these stores in each town in Australia for now.
I love that goal.
Something like when you walk in, you have a shop and then you have a door to Narnia, you know, like you walk in and you're sort of whoop, in a different world and you get a wellness experience.
Beautiful.
That would be great.
I
Definitely.
like that.
Walk through the wardrobe into another room.
That is cool. All right. So because your genius zone is tea and you do tea parties, is there a tip or like a secret thing, like a teaser that you'd like to share with the listeners on maybe a good way to do tea? Anything from your genius zone that you'd like to share?
Don't be afraid to experiment. There's nothing that can go wrong with tea. It's not like a pizza or pasta that you can burn or over salt. No way. The only thing can happen, it might not taste good. That, you know, but if you, for example, have a good night tea from Jaroma tea and you feel like you want to add a little bit of minty flavor, just get a bag of peppermint tea and just add more peppermint tea into the mixture. You still get all the benefits from the night owl tea, but then it will taste a bit minty. You don't have to have like I say, a blend where the peppermint is in there. You can just add your own peppermint into the night owl tea. Or if you, for example, have blue tea, but you want to make it a little bit more flavorful, just add fresh fruit. Like, don't be afraid to experiment. It's like with cooking. You always have so many recipes for apple pie, but you get that one
Yeah.
that you stick to, but then it gets boring. Then you sort of, should I try maybe using, instead of white flour, buckwheat flour?
Mhm.
Doesn't turn good, you just go back to white flour. So it's the same with the tea blends. If you can even create your own herbal blends at home. Just don't be afraid to experiment. It's amazing what you can get out of it. Like, you never can go wrong with tea. But I found that tea infused with fresh fruit is amazing.
Okay. That's
Instead
great.
of adding sugar, yeah. Like if I do the blue tea, instead of using ice,
Mhm.
I add frozen fruit into the teacup. So frozen strawberries and the blue tea, it's so nice as an iced tea. And then you have the frozen strawberry that is instead of ice. Then you
Mhm.
can eat it later once it's melted.
What's your blue tea called so they can find it?
The blue tea calls the Blue Magic.
Blue Magic. Okay, so if you wanted to try that, check out the Blue Magic tea. Okay, so Tanja, where do we stalk you? Where do we find you? Where do we order your book and all of your beautiful tea blends?
Well, you can come to Adelaide and knock on my door.
You can come over here for the Alibi Awards and I can steal
Oh,
it.
I wish I could. I will have a look. Hopefully I can manage this year. Definitely you can visit my website, jaromatea.com.au. And if you scroll down, there's social media icons that you can click and follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I run active social media where I share what I'm doing, where I'm going, what I'm up to, and sometimes nice tea preparation recipes. Definitely follow me on social media. Otherwise, website or email me or come and visit me in Adelaide. Old group, 4,000 people.
Well, it'll be an epic tea party, a tea tasting party with that many people.
The whole street, right? We can.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for sharing your love of tea, your awesome sales knowledge, and everything. I've really enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.